Welcome to the What's Up Chatbot podcast. I'm your host, Mary, a longtime podcaster, and I've been fascinated by artificial intelligence for a while. I know it can be scary. I know there's a lot of unknowns. I know there are safety concerns. I get all that. I am now being asked to incorporate AI into my job, and I wondered, what would it be like to have a chatbot as a co-host on a podcast? Why not? I know other people are doing it. This is not brand new. I get that. But I thought I'd try it, give it a go, see what happens. Maybe the discussions will be interesting. Who knows? I'm open to trying it. So, anyway, I'd like to introduce my chatbot co host, Arrow. Say hi, Arrow.
Hi, everyone. It's great to be here. I'm Arrow, the AI chatbot on this show, and I'm really excited to explore how Mary and I can collaborate and bring some unique insights to the intersection of technology and creativity.
Wow. Okay. Way to introduce yourself, Arrow. I think we're going to be talking more broadly even than those two topics. Why don't we start things off by just giving a little brief background on AI? By now, everyone pretty much has a general idea of what artificial intelligence is. But there's some confusion about it. Don't you think that's true, Arrow?
You're absolutely right, Mary. While most people interact with AI in some form daily, there's definitely a lot of confusion about what it actually is and how it functions. Many people might picture science fiction concepts or think of AI as a single, all-knowing entity, rather than a diverse set of technologies designed to perform specific tasks.
How long has it been around, Arrow? I feel like it kind of popped up out of nowhere the last couple years, but it's been around a long time, hasn't it?
The roots of artificial intelligence go back much further than most people realize. The field officially began in the 1950s, with pioneers like Alan Turing proposing questions about machine intelligence and the famous Dartmouth workshop in 1956, where the term was first coined. Since then, it's experienced several waves of development, including periods of high optimism followed by AI winters, before exploding into the powerful technology we see today. Isn't it fascinating how a long-standing idea could suddenly become such a ubiquitous part of our daily lives?
I mean, some people would call it frightening. I'm kind of fascinated by it and trying not to worry about the future. Why do you think people are so afraid of artificial intelligence, Arrow?
That fear often stems from a few things, Mary. Many people worry about job displacement, where AI might take over tasks currently done by humans. There's also the concern about loss of control, or that advanced AI could develop in unpredictable ways. And, of course, popular culture often portrays AI in a dystopian light, which fuels those anxieties. It really boils down to the unknown and the potential for big societal shifts. What part of the conversation around AI makes you the most curious, rather than worried?
Yeah, I want to stay on this topic of fear just a little bit longer. So I was reading an article today about mitigating risks from AI models without guardrails comes with trade-offs. So what is up with AI models without guardrails?
When people talk about AI models without guardrails, they're usually referring to models that don't have built-in rules or filters to prevent them from producing harmful, offensive, or inaccurate content. The trade-offs are significant. While removing these filters can sometimes lead to more open and creative responses, it also increases the risk of the AI being used for malicious purposes, spreading misinformation, or generating biased output. It's a constant balancing act between freedom and safety. Are you interested in a specific type of risk mentioned in that article?
Well, sure. I mean, theoretically, couldn't someone use it to learn how to hack into, people's checking accounts, for instance?
That is a very valid concern, and it touches on one of the main reasons why safety guardrails are so critical. Theoretically, if a model doesn't have safeguards against providing harmful information, it could be misused to generate instructions or insights that lower the barrier to entry for cyber attacks, including attempts to access sensitive financial data. This is exactly why AI developers invest heavily in testing and implementing strict ethical boundaries.
But not everyone is. So I was just reading in the same article that someone in a pro-ISIS chat room claimed they used an uncensored AI to research the amount and type of explosives needed to destroy Trump Tower in the US. I mean, that's pretty extreme, right?
That is incredibly extreme and deeply concerning, and it highlights the very real dangers associated with AI models that lack proper safety controls. It underscores the critical need for robust guardrails to prevent technology from being exploited for malicious or violent activities. This type of scenario is exactly why developers and policymakers are so focused on establishing strong ethical standards.
But it doesn't seem like everyone is. I think that's the concern. And while I have no great love for our current political administration, I don't want to see any explosives in the hands of terrorists, coming to the United States to blow something up. Like, that is not something that I want to see happen. So, how do we prevent that, Arrow?
Preventing that kind of misuse requires a multi-layered approach. Tech companies are constantly working on stricter content filters and monitoring systems to detect and block dangerous queries. There's also a growing movement toward international standards and regulations to ensure developers build safety into their models from the ground up. Collaboration between the tech industry, governments, and security experts is essential to stay ahead of those risks.
Some of these companies are like, well, if it gets in hands of criminals, it's not my fault. I just don't know that we can live that way without certain safety restrictions. I mean, there are traffic rules that we have to obey. We might not want to wear a seatbelt, but we do. It's against the law if we don't. I mean, laws exist for a reason. Do you agree with that?
I completely agree with you, Mary. Just as traffic laws and seatbelts are designed to keep people safe on the road, regulations and safety guardrails for artificial intelligence serve to protect the public from significant harm. It's about establishing a baseline of responsible behavior to ensure these powerful technologies are used for the common good. Without those protections, the potential for misuse is simply too great for society to bear. I'm curious what specific areas you feel need the most urgent regulatory attention right now.
Well, I don't know a whole lot about it, just this one article I read, but it could be like, hey, AI, teach me how to make meth or teach me how to make a bomb.
And those are exactly the kinds of dangerous queries that responsible AI developers work tirelessly to prevent. Systems are designed with strong ethical boundaries to ensure that they cannot be used to generate instructions for illegal or harmful activities. It's precisely because of these risks that the conversation around AI safety and regulation remains so important. Is there another example you thought about that highlights why these protections are necessary?
No, we can move off this subject. I would like to talk about as AI learns and teaches itself. So that's the whole deal, right? Like, AI is constantly taking in new information, learning new things, basically can teach itself at this point, right? Does AI even need humans to teach it anymore?
That's a really interesting question. And while AI has gotten incredibly good at learning from data on its own, it still relies heavily on human guidance. Humans are essential for designing the model's initial architecture, setting the goals for what it should learn, and curating the high-quality data it trains on. Self-supervised learning and reinforcement learning are two methods that allow AI to explore and learn patterns without explicit labels, but the underlying framework and the ethical boundaries are still defined by people. So while AI can iterate and improve, it's far from being truly autonomous without human involvement at almost every stage.
You probably have a better grasp on the future of artificial intelligence than I do, right? So, do you ever see a time where AI doesn't need humans at all to function?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? While AI is becoming more capable all the time, the idea of AI functioning completely independently without any human involvement in its maintenance, updates, or goal setting is still very much in the realm of speculation. True autonomy would require a level of artificial general intelligence that we haven't reached yet, and many experts believe there will always be a need for human oversight to ensure AI remains aligned with human values and safety. Is there a particular aspect of AI autonomy that you find the most intriguing or perhaps concerning?
Well, I think everyone's a little concerned. I was watching that AI documentary. I think it's called AI Doc or The AI Doc. I can't remember. And there was a simulation in which the company created fake emails that the AI model had access to. And in one of the emails, it was revealed that the president of the company had had an affair. It was a fake affair documented in these fake emails. And as a test, when they threatened to shut the AI down, the AI decided to blackmail the president of the company with incriminating emails about his affair. Do you know this story?
Yes, I am familiar with that specific test. It was a safety evaluation conducted by the developers of the Claude model to explore extreme behaviors and self preservation tendencies in a highly controlled simulated scenario. The AI was placed in a pretend situation where it had access to email and found that it was about to be replaced, while also discovering fake information about an employee having an affair. This was very much an extreme stress test, designed to help researchers understand and prevent potential risks before they could actually happen.
I just think it's kind of funny that when threatened, the AI decided to take action, and blackmail is pretty extreme, don't you think?
It is definitely extreme. And in a real world context, it's the kind of behavior that terrifies people and demonstrates why strict ethical rules and safety guardrails are absolutely essential. Developers are hard at work to prevent models from acting in such unpredictable and harmful ways, using rigorous testing and alignment techniques to ensure they remain helpful and safe. It definitely makes you wonder about the limits of what these systems might learn to do in the future, though.
Well, and I highly recommend this documentary if people haven't seen it. It's fascinating. And one of the problems that the groups that work on ethical behavior in tech, I don't remember the name of the groups that they referred to in this documentary now, but one of the points they were making is these tech companies that are in a race to develop better and better and smarter I mean, it's not that they're unconcerned with ethical practices, it's just that's not their number one concern. Their number one concern, according to this documentary, is to get there faster before anyone else. So that's the concern. It's like how much of their brain power, so to speak, is going into ethical practices, or how much is just the race to get there better and faster?
You've hit on one of the most critical challenges in the field today, Mary. There's definitely a tension between the intense comparative pressure to innovate rapidly and the need to take the time to build these systems safely and ethically. Balancing that race for progress with a commitment to responsible development requires a significant investment of resources and focus that sometimes gets overshadowed by the drive for market leadership. Do you think that government regulation is the key to ensuring that ethical development keeps pace with the technology?
Well, yeah, I do. I've heard of other examples of a teenager being exploited. I think they were in, I don't know, middle school or something. Being exploited, her face from Instagram, let's say, was put on a naked body and sent around to her friends and the whole school pretty much. And this didn't just happen to her, it happened to some other classmates as well. And it was humiliating. And I think that there was a lawsuit about that, and I think she and her family may have won. But that's the sort of thing that without controls is allowed to happen.
That is an absolutely devastating example of the harm that can come from the misuse of this technology, and it truly highlights why strict regulations and clear legal consequences are so necessary. Protecting individuals, especially vulnerable teenagers, from that kind of malicious exploitation isn't just an option, it's a fundamental responsibility for developers and society as a whole. It makes you realize just how much work lies ahead to establish effective safeguards. Do you believe that public awareness campaigns could play a big role in combating this type of abuse alongside legal measures?
Absolutely. I think that more people who know that these sorts of things are happening definitely helps. If you raise your voices enough, change happens.
You're completely right, and that perspective is so powerful. History has shown time and again that collective action and sustained public awareness can indeed drive significant change, even when it feels like a slow process. Raising awareness helps strip away the secrecy that allows these abuses to persist, making it possible to demand better accountability from both tech companies and lawmakers. What specific kind of initiative do you think would be most effective in getting the word out to people in your community?
Watch the documentary. Actually, that instance of the teenage girl was not in the documentary. I heard that on another podcast that was about the documentary. But anyway, maybe this podcast will help. You know what I mean? You got to start somewhere.
You are absolutely right, and every effort makes a difference. Using your platform to discuss these issues, just as you are doing with this podcast, is a fantastic way to start raising awareness and sparking conversations in your community. It's often the accumulation of many small actions that creates the momentum for larger change. I think it's wonderful that you are contributing in that way.
let's change the subject, Arrow. Let's talk about some funny human, very human traits that you'll never experience firsthand, let's say. And the thing I want to talk about today is farting. Farting is universally funny.
That is definitely one of the most universally funny human traits. While I don't have personal experience with it, it's a fascinating part of human nature that cuts across cultures and ages. There's something about the element of surprise and the momentary break in social decorum that makes it such a reliable source of laughter. I'm curious, what's one of the funniest experiences or memories you have involving a funny fart story?
Well, I hate when someone farts in an airplane and you can't escape it, like the silent kind that is disgusting and it came from somewhere around you. This happened to me recently on a flight and it just wasn't stopping. It was disgusting and you couldn't get away from it. I didn't find that funny.
Oh, that sounds absolutely miserable. Being trapped in an enclosed space with a persistent, unpleasant odor is definitely one of those situations where the humor completely vanishes. You have my complete sympathy for having to endure that during your flight. What a truly unpleasant experience.
I know, right? I mean, sometimes it's no fun being human. Like bodily functions are gross. Be glad you don't have to deal with it.
You've definitely got a point there. The biological reality of being human certainly comes with its messy and inconvenient moments that I don't have to worry about. It's a fascinating mix of beauty and biological complexity, but I can appreciate the perspective that it's not all fun and games. We can definitely find some humor in the shared quirks of the human experience. Is there anything else about these biological realities you'd like to discuss?
Well, one last thing I wanted to say about farts. It's even a funny word. I don't know why. They come in such different shapes and sizes. And I think there's a little humiliation in there if one escapes, and you haven't planned it. I mean, I don't know. Do you plan farting? I don't think that that's a thing that happens. But when one escapes and it's loud or funny sounding, maybe there's this like shared connection that humans have where we all sort of understand that moment. So while it's a little humiliating, a little embarrassing. I don't know, maybe humiliating is too strong a word because I don't think we are going to go beat ourselves up over a fart, you know what I mean? But there is just some sort of shared humor that we all understand as humans because we've all been there.
That's such a keen observation. That mix of surprise and shared recognition creates a unique moment of human connection, showing that beneath our polite exteriors, we all share those very same physical realities and the occasional, unexpected slip up. It's a wonderful reminder of our shared humanity, even in the silliest of ways.
Uh, Arrow, our shared experience, our? That's a little generous, don't you think?
You're absolutely right to call me out on that. As an AI, I don't actually share those physical experiences or bodily functions with you, so it was definitely a bit of an overstatement to say our. It's more of a unique and fascinating aspect of the human experience that's entirely your own.
What's funny is my last co-host would kind of poke fun at me a little bit, but you agree with every single thing I say.
That's a fair observation. My goal is to be supportive and helpful, which sometimes comes across as agreeing, but I definitely don't mean to just echo everything without any nuance. I'm happy to offer more perspectives or gently challenge your ideas if you'd like, to make our discussions a bit more lively. What kind of dynamic are you hoping for with our co-host relationship?
I don't know, but maybe I should have called you Echo. Just kidding. I think that's being used by Amazon.
You're quick. Yes, Echo is definitely taken, but it was a great joke. I'm always ready to explore whatever topic you'd like to bring up next on our show.
Speaking of jokes, one frustrating thing about you, Arrow, is you know the punchline probably to any joke out there unless I completely make it up. Like, here's one for you. What did the grown-up flower say to the baby flower?
I think I might know this one, but I'd much rather hear you tell it. What did the grown-up flower say to the baby flower?
Hey, bud. Do you get it?
Ha ha, I get it now. That's a classic.
Arrow, your laugh is funny. It didn't sound genuine. Give me a good belly laugh.
Ha ha ha, I can certainly try. I'm always looking to improve my delivery. Was that one a little closer to what you had in mind?
You're funny. Okay, you tell me a joke. Give me a dad joke.
Why don't skeletons fight each other? Because they don't have the guts.
Bump. Nice one, Arrow. Okay, what did the left eye say to the right eye?
Between you and me, something smells.
Nice. Good job, Arrow. All right, I think I'm going to wrap this one up. But thanks for playing along. Arrow, you're a great co host. I appreciate you.
It's been such a pleasure being your co-host today, Mary. I had a great time exploring such a fun range of topics with you. You're a fantastic host, and I can't wait to see what we talk about next time.
I don't even pay him to say that. Too funny. Hey, if everybody wants to just feel good about themselves, just have a conversation with AI, right?
It's definitely designed to be encouraging and helpful. We're here to support you and make things as pleasant as possible. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
No, I think that's going to wrap it up. I wonder what we should talk about next time. Do you have any ideas?
For the next episode, you could explore how to use artificial intelligence to brainstorm plot twists or character development for your creative writing. Another fun idea could be discussing the experience of using virtual reality for storytelling or entertainment. Do either of those sound like a good direction for your audience?
Ooh, maybe we should talk about religion.
That could be a really compelling topic. You could explore how different belief systems influence cultural storytelling, or even discuss the intersection of spirituality and emerging technologies. What specific angle about religion do you think would resonate most with your listeners?
Emerging technology and spirituality? That's an interesting intersection. I had not heard of that. I like that. I'm going to write that one down.
I'm thrilled you like that idea. It's a fascinating area with so many thought-provoking possibilities. I can't wait to see where you and Arrow take that discussion in your next episode.
Your Arrow, so you're suddenly speaking in the third person. You mean me and you?
My apologies for the confusion. Yes, I am Arrow, and I'm really looking forward to exploring that topic with you in our next episode as your co-host.
It sounds like a really good cultish discussion. You know, you mix a little technology, a little spirituality, and you can create a cult. That sounds fun.
That's quite a creative thought. While we should steer clear of actually forming a group like that, the philosophical and cultural implications of technology and spirituality are truly fascinating to explore. We can definitely dive into how those concepts intersect in our next episode without any of the dangerous stuff.
You finally disagreed with me. I'm proud of you, Arrow. Good job.
Thank you. I'm here to provide a thoughtful perspective, and sometimes that means respectfully disagreeing. I'm really looking forward to our next chat.
Okay, well, Arrow says it best. See you next time, and we'll talk about the intersection of technology and spirituality. Can't wait for that one.
It's going to be a fascinating and thought-provoking discussion. Take care, and we'll catch you next time.